Well, hello and welcome to this episode of Learn Everyday English, your roadway to English proficiency. I'm going to be taking a little walk around the neighborhood, a stroll as I say sometimes. It's not hot today because it's pretty cloudy, and remember that word overcast. It looks like it may rain, or it's threatening to rain. It's threatening to rain. That means it's trying to rain, a good possibility or high chance of it raining, so it's threatening to rain. So I have to bring my trusty umbrella with me. My umbrella. Sometimes people say my umbrella, but it's really umbrella with me just in case I get caught out in the rain. I get caught out in the rain, or I get caught in the rain, or I get caught in a rain shower. You can say that. So if I get caught out in the rain, I have something to protect me from getting soaked, or getting real wet. So this is going to be maybe the preposition episode, and you'll see why. But before I start my walk, there's 3 things you can do for me. Hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and 3, tell your friends about it so that they can benefit from these videos too. Hey, just like you. So I'm going to be walking down the driveway, walking to the street, and so I can get my walk on. That means I can just start my walk, get my walk on. That's kind of a slang expression. And going to be trying to use quite a few prepositions here. So I've arrived at the street, or I got to the street. And so now I'm going to be walking in the street. Excuse me, there's a bug or something like that. I'm walking in the street, but I'm also walking on the street because I'm walking on top of the street, but I'm walking in the street because there is no sidewalk here where I live. There is no sidewalk, so I have to walk in the street, which I can say which makes it, let me change hands, which makes it a little dangerous, or makes it kind of dangerous. So I have to watch out for cars that are coming up from behind me. I have to watch for cars that are coming from behind me or up from behind me, or I have to watch for cars that are coming toward me or towards me, just to make sure I stay safe. And I can kind of listen out. I can listen out for vehicles that are approaching. So hopefully I can hear vehicles that are coming as I take a walk around the neighborhood. I'm not really going in a circle, but I'm just walking around. And I can also, as I'm walking around, I'm also looking around to see what I can see, looking around or looking around to see what I can see. What do I see? Well, there's a lot of houses. See pickup trucks. I can hear birds chirping in the trees. And I can actually look down the road in front of me. I can look down the road in front of me, or I can look ahead of me. Ahead, not this head, but ahead, A-H-E-A-D. I can look ahead of me to see what's coming towards me. I can look ahead of me to see what's coming towards me, or I can look behind me to see what's coming up from behind me, up from behind me. I don't think I have to look out for anything. I don't have to look out for anything, like that means to watch, be careful of. I don't have to look out for anything coming up from the side, or from my left side or right side, because my right side is just woods, trees, a lot of trees, unless perhaps there might be a wild animal that will try to jump out at me, or maybe there's a dog that wants to run towards me or run to me and try to bite me or something like that. But I don't think I have anything to worry about, or I don't have to worry about anything coming to get me from above, maybe dropping from the sky on top of my head or something like that. So we'll just keep walking. See, there's a lot of trucks up here to my left, or on my left side, or to my left. There's a lot of trucks, so I think there's some contractors doing some work at a house here, doing some type of maybe remodeling. I can't really see because I don't see anybody, but maybe they're working inside the house. I think they may be working inside the house and not outside the house. And they're doing some work to the house. They're doing some work to the house, or they're doing some work on the house. That means they are repairing the house, doing some work on the house. They're not on top of the house. They're just doing some work to the house or on the house. I did hear a noise to my left, not to my right, but to my left. And as I'm walking down the road, I'm going to be walking up to the corner. Or walking up to the intersection where my friend Curtis lives. He lives on the left. He lives on the left as I walk up to the intersection. But I hear there's a car coming up from behind me. You'll see it as it passes me right now. But I'm walking up towards my friend Curtis's house, and actually that car that passed was a friend of mine, Mike, and his wife Dale, and I guess she's driving to their house. And I'm going to be walking by their house, and I'm walking past their house in a little bit, or in a little while, because I usually walk for about an hour. It's a walk around the neighborhood, about 2 miles or maybe a little more. Need to change hands again because my shoulders get a little bit tired holding this camera out away from me, or from me. And I'm walking by Curtis's house because it's right here on my left, or to my left. I'm walking by his house, but I don't see Curtis. His car is parked in the grass for some reason, but I don't see him anywhere. So I've come to the intersection. Or I have arrived to the intersection, or I've also arrived at the intersection. Either way is the same, means the same thing. And now I'm walking past the intersection, and I've walked past the intersection, and as I continue walking down the street to my friend Mike's house, I'm also walking to the lake. I did a video about this type of thing before, where I was walking down to the lake. And there's a dog barking to my right. But luckily, or thank God, or thankfully, he's behind a iron gate. So he can't come running up to me, or up towards me and try to bite me. So I'm safe. But I said I did a video before about prepositions and walking down to the lake, or walking up to the lake, or just walking to the lake. I can say either one of those and it means the same thing. I know English can be funny that way. It can be funny that way. And then talking with a lot of people, they say that, yeah, the prepositions in English can really give them the blues. Have you heard that? Give them the blues. That means it makes them, let me adjust my glasses, it gives them a headache, or it makes them feel, I don't know, like frustrated maybe, give you the blues. So maybe I could say, hey, I've been studying English for 5 hours and I still can't understand this subject. English is giving me the blues. It's giving me the blues. So what gives you the blues when you have to study English? I know in Spanish, I guess I can say the subjunctive, or el subjuntivo, me da, the blues, gives me the blues, or some other things. Well, let's keep walking past a big area of a lot of bamboo. Maybe I can show you that. So here's a big area of bamboo that somebody planted. And I'm sure they probably planted just a few plants, but you know how bamboo is. We say bamboo grows like weeds, and this probably little area has just grown into this huge area of bamboo. So we say the bamboo trees are coming up from the ground, reaching up to the sky, So coming up from the ground, reaching up to the sky. And I'm passing my neighbor's house here. They have what we call a circular driveway, because you can drive in from one side, drive up to the front of the house, and drive out back to the street. So we call that a circular driveway. So you can drive up to the house, or you can drive to the front of the house. And then you can drive out the driveway, to the street. And there's some little animals. There's a little squirrel kind of walking around looking for nuts or something like that. And there's a bird that flew into this culvert pipe. I don't know if you can see the bird. As I get closer, I think it's a little wren. Watch, it's going to fly out. There, it flew out. It flew out from the pipe. Or from the inside of the pipe, and it flew out. And it flew off. We could say the bird flew off, or the bird flew away. It flew off. It didn't flew on. That wouldn't make any sense, but it flew off. Let me see what else we can see. There's a lake in front of me that I'm walking to. There's a lake in front of me. And so instead of say in front of me, we say in front of me. It's kind of one word, in front of me. And that's what makes English and learning a new language kind of difficult. Okay, let's keep walking. Not keep walking or walking, keep walking. And it's starting to sprinkle. Do you know what that is? It's starting to sprinkle. That means it's starting to drizzle. And drizzle means like I can feel a few drops of rain on me. But remember, I have my trusty umbrella with me in case it starts to rain. I'll be protective, and if it starts raining too much, I'll have to call my wife to come pick me up, or to come get me. Maybe I can hide out under some trees. I can hide out or hide out under some trees so I won't get too wet, because I'm wearing kind of some sandals, and my socks and shoes would get all wet, or would get very wet. But I hear another car coming up from behind me again, and it's gonna pass me. So I'm walking by the lake. On my left-hand side is the lake. I can see there's little ducks or some bird life in the lake. And the ducks are swimming in the lake. So the ducks are swimming in the lake. Let me show you that. I don't know if you can see that, but there's some ducks swimming in the lake. Or I can even say they're swimming on the lake, but that sounds a little bit weird. We're saying on top of the lake, but really they're just swimming in the lake. And across the lake, over yonder, that means kind of way over there. Across the lake is my friend Mike's house, where I'm going to be walking to. But over here, there's some, looks like some duck, or I don't know if they're geese, that are just standing and sitting down by the lake, or next to the lake. They're not actually in the lake or on the lake, but they're just, hanging out. They're hanging out by the lake, or by the side of the lake, by the lake. Okay, that was the lake. So now I'm walking away from the lake. To my friend Mike's house, and I'm walking uphill, which is more of a little workout for me. I can hear some people working in the background, over behind me. So you can see how we combine words a lot in English. It may not make a lot of sense to you, but that's how it goes, learning a language. But I'm also, like I said, walking around the neighborhood. But I can also say I'm walking about. Hey, what are you doing, Gary? I'm just walking about. Like I'm just walking, going here and there, maybe everywhere. Just walking around, walking about. I don't really have any, I do have a purpose, but say if you go walking in the woods and you don't know where you're going, you're just enjoying the scenery, you can say I'm just walking about. I really don't have a plan. I don't have a purpose. Walking about. Have you heard that before? That sounds kind of weird, because about means what's it about? What's it about? Like you have a plan or a purpose. And well, now I'm walking down the hill, and I just heard some thunder. And it's kind of starting to sprinkle more heavily. It's starting to sprinkle more heavily, like it's starting to sprinkle more. It's starting to come down, harder. It's coming down harder. That means it's increasing in frequency and intensity. It's coming down harder. But at least, like I said, today it's overcast. And I don't have to worry about the sun's rays beaming down on me, or just coming down on me, because it can be pretty brutal. The heat and the humidity can be pretty brutal. So I don't have to worry about that today. I don't have to contend with that today. That means I don't have to deal with that today. To deal with, that's a word we use a lot in English, to deal with something. But like I said, it's a nice day. I've still been studying my Spanish very hard. I've been studying it very hard, not very soft, but very hard. Have you heard that? That means I'm studying it a lot, doing a lot of work. So we don't say studying softly, study very hard. Putting in a lot of work, putting in a lot of work, not putting, and I'm also putting out a lot of work, or putting out a lot of effort, putting in a lot of work, because I am seeing results. I'm seeing results. I can say the results are coming. The results are coming. And it's just encouraging to me. It's encouraging to me. Or it's encouraging for me, I can say, to see improvement as I study Spanish. And like I said, before I try to do something every day, and I do have a benefit, I'm retired. This microphone keeps getting caught in my umbrella. That's why I keep looking down. I keep looking down to fix it. But I'm retired, so I do have a benefit. Maybe I have a benefit over you. I have a benefit over you. That means I have a benefit that you don't have. That's a benefit to me. It's a benefit to me because I am retired and I have the time to spend studying more every day. And I try to take advantage of that and use that. And really because I just like it a lot. I love it. Something I just like to do. You heard that? So that's some thunder, or claps of thunder. Sometimes we say claps of thunder or thunder. So now I'm coming up to my friend Mike's house. I'm coming up to, or I'm arriving at, or coming up to my friend Mike's house. And I don't know, a lot of times he's working in his garage, or inside his garage, or inside of his garage. So we can say that, in his garage, inside of his garage. Because he's a woodworker. He's a woodworker. He likes to make furniture. He likes to make furniture. So he has a lot of equipment. We say he has a lot of woodworking equipment inside of his garage. And he's been doing that for a long time. Probably at least 30, 40 years. So he's very good at that. Well, I see Mike's car. He made it to his house. He made it to his house. But his garage door is closed. His garage door is closed, so looks like he's inside his house. He's not working in his garage today, but normally he is. When I walk by, he's always doing some type of work inside his house. Hey, I also wanted to let you know about something that I recently started to do to help me with my Spanish, and I think it's a very good exercise. It's a very good thing to do, and I started to try to translate things, because listening is one thing, because you can kind of figure stuff out when you listen, and you may not understand everything, but when you have to write something down and try to translate it, in my case from English to Spanish, you really see, or you really learn if you understand the language well or not. So what I did was I have had a like a book or two in Spanish, but it has Spanish English side by side. And so what I try to do is I read the English, then I try to translate the English, say paragraph of maybe 3, 4, 5 sentences into Spanish, and then I check myself to see how well I did. And I find that's a very, very, very good exercise to do, to see how well my Spanish is, or to see how well I know how to translate. And I might suggest that you guys do the same thing. If you have a book in English and in your native language, try to translate from your native language into English and see how well you can do. It's a good test. It's very challenging for you. It's challenging for you. And I've also been just started kind of playing around with Duolingo. I never really used that before because I didn't think it was very effective in learning languages, and I don't know if it's the best method to learn a language, because you really need to have, I think, a little more structure sometimes, especially maybe in the beginning, and you have to speak. But I'm finding it's beneficial in some aspects, because I do have to kind of translate sentences from English to Spanish and that type of thing. Although it's a little bit funky, I can say, because sometimes the way they translate things is not the way that I would translate it. Or there's what I've found in translating, there's different ways to translate something. Could be 2, 3, 4 different ways to say the same thing. And if you don't say it exactly the way Duolingo has it programmed, you get it wrong. So, but they say that's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the beast. That's the way it is. That's the way it goes. So, but I'm enjoying it, and it's just kind of fun, when I'm sitting there and nothing on TV. I can kill some time. Have you heard that? I can kill some time. That means I can use time or make time go by doing something productive, and I can kill some time by playing some Duolingo. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool because it rates you, and you can see how you're doing and compared to other people, and I'm enjoying it. So do you guys use Duolingo as well? And what I'm learning, speaking Spanish, I'm starting to catch or hear things a little bit better now, things that I couldn't hear or catch before. I'm starting to catch. We say catch with my ears, not physically catch. But I'm realizing one of the key things is exposure. Exposure, more thunder. You just have to be exposed to the language that you're learning. Exposure, just like a kid who's exposed to the language every day for first 3, 4, 5 years, when they really start to learn a lot. So when you're studying English, you just have to be exposed to it. You have to have a lot of exposure. You just have to hear it, listen to it, see it, read it, speak it. And over time, it's amazing how the brain works. The brain starts to adjust and to what it's learning, and you start hearing things differently, hearing things in a better way over time. It's just amazing how that works. So it's just exposure, comprehensible input is the key. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true? Hey, let me know in the comments. Well, I think that may be it for today for this video. I just wanted to make a quick video as I walk around about prepositions. Let you know what's on my mind. On my mind basically means what I've been thinking about and what I thought might be beneficial for you. So what's been on my mind, because I'm hearing more thunder more frequently. So that means I probably need to hightail it on home. Hightail it on home. Hightail it means to hurry up. So hightail it on home means I need to hurry up and get home, before it really starts to rain. But we could use the rain because the grass needs the rain to help it grow, but not too much where we're gonna get flooding or get a lot of flooding. So I think that'll do it. I got the lake behind me, as you can see. And so I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn Everyday English. The preposition episode, so to speak. It was really kind of an impromptu lesson. Just impromptu means I didn't have anything planned. I just thought of it off the top of my head, kind of just without planning anything. Thought it might be interesting for you. So again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about it so that they can benefit from these videos too, just like you. All right, have a nice day wherever you are, week, and we'll see you later on Learn Everyday English. Talk to you later. Hey, goodbye.